Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cameron Long. I am the CEO and founder of Next Success. Our slogan is empowering success amongst individuals and families, and I am a business administration major with a concentration in management. Of course, I have my lovely professor, Dr. Galloway Wright, teaching the coursework of Business Research Project 2. With that being said, I want to get in a little bit about me, so my career development. As far as my short-term goals go, I do want to finish my Bachelor's of Arts degree, obviously in Business Administration Management. And so with that being said, I want to go to my graduate school. I want to get my master's in my Business Administration. And I also want to end up launching this venture in 2028. So after I launch this venture, as another short-term goal, I want to start gaining funding for it. This can be through donations and crowdfunding, since I don't have the documentation yet to get other funding from federal government and grants and things like that as well. So as far as our long-term goals go, I want to gain access to the documentation to successfully fill out the B Corp docs, because a B Corp is similar to a nonprofit, therefore it's a lot of documentation that goes along with that. With that being said, I want to eventually start the hiring process of my employees as well to carry out business operations and also curate an executive advisory board. So this will be a management team that'll be able to help with day-to-day functions of the business and also assist with great business ideas. With that being said, we also want to gain access to creating an app for Nexus Success. Now this app will be able for participants who have already gone through the program to be able to share their story and give feedback and their accomplishments of why they chose to do the program and what they have learned from doing it and what they have accomplished and gained out of it. As far as the influential work goes and academics and also life experiences goes, I actually grew up in poverty, so my parents were not the most fortunate. With that being said, I had to begin working at the age of 16 years old to be able to provide for me. With that being said, I pursued 2 jobs. Not only was I pursuing 2 jobs, but I also was a volleyball athlete as well, all trying to maintain good grades while in high school. So I experienced homelessness at the age of 19 years old. This was the summer going into my sophomore year of college. To be exact, it was a very hard time for me, but I turned that hardship and I made it into something better, which is why I created Nexus Success. So as far as my academic coursework goes, I'm a 4.0 student athlete. I'm a part of National Society of Leadership and Success. I'm the captain of a men's volleyball team here, and I also am a member of 4-H. As far as my internship experience goes, last summer I had the pleasure of working with my 4-H fellow member. Her name is Rashonda Olden. She's the director of the 4-H Pinckney Leadership Program. So I actually went through this same program in 2019 when I was first going through as a participant, but then I was able to go as a mentor and as a summer intern last summer. And so through this summer internship, it taught me how to gain leadership within my own community, to not be scared to speak out against injustice. Also, it inspired me to help future generations to make a difference in their communities as well, and also to encourage Senator Pinckney's legacy. With this being said, I just recently was able to land an internship with Aflac Insurance. So this is also located based in Columbia. So although I have not officially started there just yet, I have hopes of it teaching me time management, teamwork skills, as well as insight to the business industry. As far as my campus involvement and service learning goes, once again, I am a part of the National Society of Leadership and Success and 4-H, as well as the men's volleyball team. So to go to my service learning projects, we do conduct free yard work for those who are underprivileged and don't necessarily have the funds needed in order to pay for the yard work that is needed to be done. And some things that I have gained out of each of these campus involvement and service learning is that I've gained social and public speaking skills, which just will further me in the business industry, as I will most likely have a lot of business meetings and presentations to present. Not only that, but it taught me teamwork skills. It taught me to be very collaborative with those around me. And also it allowed me to be innovative and creative. With that being said, sometimes you have to think very quick on your feet, especially with the campus involvement and service learning, especially with the yard work goes. You definitely have to be quick on your feet, as all the tools may not be necessary and available for you to do so, to complete the work in a timely manner. With that being said, this also taught me how to fight for a goal that is larger than myself, as well as patience. So as far as our major related projects go, so I had a business plan project. This project has aided me with skills of being strategic. It also aiding me with skills of being realistic and innovative, as completing a plan for a business can make or break a venture. So with that being said, I have a marketing project as well. So this marketing project has allowed me to use and also gain tools such as working with technology to create a business logo. And it also taught me the importance of marketing, as marketing could also make or break a business as well. So if a business is not marketing properly, 9 times out of 10, the success is not gonna be as high as a business that is marketing. So as far as our mission statement goes, so our mission is to ensure financial stability, and this is going to be through providing the necessary resources by allowing individuals that are experiencing homelessness or at or below the poverty line to become more successful. So with them being homeless and impoverished, it's an issue that's been created for centuries, and the ultimate objective is for thousands of lives to be impacted in a positive demeanor, with creating well-rounded people who are financially responsible, educated, and skilled in their choice of profession. So as far as the overview goes, so my business is titled Nexus Success. It is a B Corp, therefore it does function similarly to a nonprofit. It is for those who are 18 years of age and up, who are at or below the poverty line. They're gonna have the opportunity to be granted with educational, occupational, housing, and drug counseling opportunities. The reason why drug counseling was added as a service inside of this business is because after conducting research, about 38% of homeless individuals are on drugs. Therefore, I know that would be a major change for them to get them off of their feet. So as far as identifying the problem, so the problem really curates from it being over 650,000 Americans that are homeless. And there are 36.8 million Americans that are impoverished as we currently speak. And these are people that are lacking basic needs such as shelter, education, and job skills. And not only that, but there has, according to the HUD report in 2023, there were 653,104 homeless individuals to be exact. With that being said, it had high rates of unsheltered homelessness, which was around 39.3%. And so some challenges would be limited access to stable housing, difficulty securing that employment without education or job training, as well as that lack of support for rehabilitation for those that are on drugs. As far as the solution goes to the problem, Nexus Success offers comprehensive support for homeless individuals. So this will be through housing support. So this housing support, there will be actual shared living spaces. They will have their own bathrooms, and they will have their own, they will have a shared kitchen and a shared living space, but they will have their own rooms. With this being said, they'll be provided with educational programs as well. So these will be workshops and courseworks to develop life skills and also financial literacy, as well as GED certifications for those who didn't graduate with a high school diploma. So they'll even have occupational training. So once they do finish their GED certifications and they do gain that holistic housing support, we're gonna move on to our occupational training. So this will be occupational training of their desire. With that being said, there's job readiness programs. So this will be like with resume writing, interview coaching, and industry-specific certifications. So last but not least, as I mentioned before, the drug counseling aspect. So this will be professional counseling and support for recovering addicts. So our target market, as stated previously, our primary audience are low-income families who are 18 years of age and above, who are at below the poverty line, or who is facing homelessness. So with this being said, our geographical focus is in Seattle. And we do have plans for future expansion, but the reason why we chose Seattle is because Seattle is actually one of the highest homeless and impoverished cities in America. So with that being said, we felt that that was a big consumer and target market right there. And also they have a really large need for stable housing, job training, financial literacy, and even counseling. So as far as our customer acquisition goes, so we do want to have to go with the minimalistic cost. So we want to start by our marketing costs. So we tend to try to do $500 a month as far as social media campaigns go. So our community outreach events, we usually do about $1,000 annually. So this can include flyers, brochures, events. And we even have promotions, so we even have targeted sales. This will be about a budget of $500 a month as well. So with that being said, we'll even have a referral program. So this is word of mouth referrals, which is also another major aspect to get customer acquisition, as well as community partnerships. So this can be partnerships with local shelters, food banks, employment agencies as well. And so also with this referral program, we'll even be able to offer certain discounts for those who do complete the program and refer others. And last but not least, we have our administrative costs. So this will be like our initial consultations, like our follow-ups, and also resource allocation for customer service and even salaries for staff and training. So as a part two to this, we do have a couple of strategies to minimize our customer acquisition costs. So it's with our partnerships with local organizations and shelters for the referrals and the community outreach. Also, we have our targeted social media ads, our word of mouth referrals, and also our continuous engagement with existing clients for retention and advocacy. And as far as our management and team promotion goes, I am your founder and your CEO, so I will have a little bit of experience in social work and nonprofit and B Corp management. With this being said, later on I want to hire a core team. So my core team is going to actually have a couple program directors. So as we offer 4 different services, there will be 4 different program directors. There will be a director over housing, a director over education, a director over job training, and a director over counseling. With this being said, we're going to even include our partnership development manager. So their job responsibility is to be responsible for building local partnerships with those shelters and businesses as well as government agencies. And last but not least, we're going to have an advisory board. So with this advisory board, we're going to have experts in the housing, educational, social work, and also community development. So this will be able to help with our day-to-day business operations. This is an example of our potential building structure. So as you can see, it's a nice modern look, but it also isn't necessarily a small confined space. So we're able to help as many individuals as we can. Each building will be able to house about 50 clients at a time. And this is our business logo. So as you know, my venture is titled Next to Success. And the reason why these colors are the way that they are is we have purple, we have a green, and we have a tealish color. So each of these do represent something. So the purple is more calming, the teal is standing for courage, and I did create a butterfly as my logo because this is how I want my clients to feel. As you guys know, a butterfly ends up starting out as a caterpillar, then it turns into a beautiful butterfly. And that's the same kind of transformation I want my clients to have. Therefore, I want them to feel just like this pretty butterfly right here. As far as my future business goes and our future vision goes, we want to successfully help at least over 100 clients within the first year. We want to create a feedback or like journey following app, which is going to be like a progress tracker. So we also want to gain at least 2 partnerships by the end of the first year, and by the second year have 2 physical locations. That way we can up for new clientele. And by the third year, we want to establish a big partnership with competitors such as the Salvation Army or even the Goodwill. And as far as our financials go, this right here is our startup cost. So it's going to take about $372,500 to get this up and running. As far as our balance sheet goes, we have everything listed as far as our long-term assets, such as our POS system, our furniture leaseholds, as well as our total long-term assets. And so we even have our notes payable. And we have our income statement as well. This will be our day-to-day revenue that we're getting from monthly, and it's going to be calculated at the end of the year. And our statement of owner's equity down here as well. So as far as our cash flow goes, here's another example of our cash flow sheet from Excel, as well as our break-even analysis. And this is our break-even analysis right here. So this is what we'll get to have nor profit nor loss. So in conclusion, Next to Success is a comprehensive support system. So it's for impoverished individuals and also homeless individuals that are offering education, housing, drug counseling, and job training opportunities. So some of the team strengths that we have is led by me, obviously, and I do have a dedicated work in the professional field of social work, education, and job training. And also with a sense of having a strong compassion for community partnerships and focus on long-term success for clients. So my call to action to you is to join us in this Next Success, as we want to have these homeless individuals' rates drop tremendously. I know we all can't do it just within one time period, but if we strategically go one by one and we help as many people as we can at least lessen the impoverished/homeless rates. And so this is just to achieve a more financial independence and holistic, better life for these clients, because everybody deserves a chance at life. And these are my references right here. And thank you guys so much. You guys have a great rest of your day.